Welcome, rice growers, to another edition of the Rice Facts audio series, where we will give you quick and timely updates on topics relating to the success of your rice crop. In the next few minutes, we'll discuss the PI Predictor. Firstly, why does identifying PI matter for your crop? Well, PI, or panicle initiation, signifies the shift from the vegetative phase to the reproductive phase in your crops. It acts as a clear indicator of crop development and offers a prime opportunity to evaluate nitrogen needs. This stage typically occurs 16 to 18 days prior to microspore, the cold sensitive period. So it's a pivotal moment to start planning and adjusting water levels up to protect your crop against cold at microspore. So secondly, how to identify PI? Well, the PI predictor is one tool that we can use to determine the timing of PI. The PI predictor works by using your sowing dates and methods, actual weather data for the season to date, forecast data for the 2 weeks ahead, and long-term averages for the period beyond the forecast range. It is constantly updating with the season to give you the most accurate estimation of PI in real time. This data also feeds through to the rice management dashboard, which compares your crop's growth to longer-term averages and provides an estimate of phenological development markers in your crop. So, what are we noticing in the paddock? Well, despite a cool start to the season, things are really starting to rocket along now. We're seeing some of the earliest crops reach PI. Surprisingly, some of the crops in the northern regions have already gone through PI. A few of these crops have been ground truthed to check the accuracy of the PI predictor, and from all reports, its accuracy is within the acceptable range of 1 to 2 days. Overall, across the board, we're noticing PI advance forward a few days. In fact, most crops have moved forward about 3 to 4 days compared to what was being predicted in November. So we strongly encourage growers to keep checking the PI predictor and start inspecting your crops several days in advance of the predicted date. As is the case with any decision support tool, it's critical to ground truth them. Take a moment to observe your crops closely. A reliable indicator of PI is when 3 out of the 10 main tillers display a 1 to 3 millimeter long panicle. So, just to recap, identifying PI is important as it indicates the shift from the vegetative phase to the reproductive phase and is an opportune time to address nitrogen requirements. It's also critical to pinpoint for the shift in water management leading up to microspore. The PI predictor is constantly adjusting with actual forecast and long-term averages to give you an accurate real-time estimation of your PI date. But we encourage you to monitor the PI predictor regularly and inspect your crops earlier than predicted, as we are noticing PI dates are shifting forward with the warmer weather. If you're chasing more information, please reach out to us, the Rice Extension team, or